What is up, gents? DirtBag Gaming here, the channel for casual raiders. We're going to go over the Iron Twins today. This is going to be one of the first videos I'm doing coming back, so appreciate clicking on the channel. Iron Twins was new when I was away for all my trips, but coming back, it's basically just something new that you have to do every single day. We're going to go over kind of like what he has up top here, the champions that have been working for me. I'm sorry that they're all legendaries. We're going to go over what you can use to kind of interchange them. Really just the specific skills you're looking to put on and also the champion stats that you're looking for. I guess the biggest takeaway I got from this is if you have a Duchess or a healer or a Reser, you want them to be as much resistance as you possibly can be, because obviously if your Reser dies, your team's probably going to die. Shields are great for this. Also having this chick Mythica up front is actually really good. So let me pause this for you guys. All right, so we'll test it out with this, just kind of show you what we're doing, but this is only stage, I think, 12 or something. Once we get higher in the stages, you'll see like he does hit a lot harder. But up at the top here, we'll start at the beginning. Attacks one enemy. And it's funny because like I literally just made a team to get past to 15. I didn't really know what the hell he does. Somebody in the comments before said put out Geo, because Geo's shields doesn't proc his abilities, so that's good to know. So we're gonna test out Geo once we get up to 15. We might have to re-gear him. Attacks one enemy, places a 30% decrease crit rate buff on, or debuff on for 4 turns. That's pretty good. Also places a weaken. Targets under decrease crit rate. Debuff will ignore unkillable buffs whenever Iron Twins HP is equal to or less than 4. So once he gets down in HP, he's going to ignore your unkillable team. That was something that they added, I believe, to the game, because everybody was just using the unkillable team and just kind of, going all the way through. I think they did the one guy who puts up the unkillable buff on himself, and they were just putting him in and just cheesing it. Attacks all enemies. Places or extends Iron Brand. Iron Brand debuffs cannot be blocked or removed. That's cool. And every time this skill is used, the Iron Twins defense will be increased by 2.5%. Plus an additional 1% for every enemy whose affinity does not match the Iron Twins. Okay, so I guess you're going to want to do the same affinity or just kind of ignore it. So decrease by 2.5%. That's on a cooldown. That's on a 3-second cooldown. This one attacks all enemies, places extend Iron Brand debuffs on all enemies. I already got that one. This one, Doomsday Machine level 1. Attacks all enemies 2 times each hit. Places or extends an Iron Brand debuff. So it's all about the Iron Brand. And I think last time I saw this, they were up to like 60 or something. Like it was really high because he just keeps extending it. That's all. And then these attacks. After the first 2 hits, attacks all enemies again. The damage inflicted to each enemy increases according to the number of turns remaining on each. Oh, okay. So as the turns go on, you get hit a lot freaking harder. That's probably why I wasn't able to do it the first couple times. Whenever Iron Twins HP drops below 85, so that's what happens when he, like that right there, when it drops below a certain percentage, he clears all of his debuffs, which sucks, and then instantly attacks all enemies. So that might be what they're mentioning about Geo. It doesn't proc that, which would be weird because it's based off the percentage. Fills the turn meter by 10% whenever an enemy receives a buff. But what stops that is a decreased speed. That's why we have the shield guy right here coming in. So anybody with a decreased speed that you can put up reliably every single turn is going to be clutch for this boss. Iron Twins immune to turn meter reduction. So you're not going to have like the cold hearts or anything just coming in, just taking down all of his turn meter. Allures as well. That would be sick. You just bring in 5 allures and just never have him go. Immune to stun, freeze, sleep, provoke, block active skills, block passive skills, fear, true fear. So all the basics. Also immune to HP exchange effects, HP bounces, and cooldown increasing effects. And finally, so it's basically the normal bosses, and it's all about this Iron Brand. So as you get more Iron Brand, you get hit a lot harder. Having a decreased speed up, it definitely helps, because every time you put a buff up on your team, it's going to just shoot up his fucking turn meter a lot. So keeping that speed up, which is why this guy is so good, and having resistance on your healers is going to be clutch. Now we have an accuracy lead. I think once you get up to level 15, you're going to need around 500 accuracy, or at least 450 to land the debuffs on this guy. He does get hit by poison, so poison is definitely a good one to bring in here. Draco was dying a little too much when I first was using him, but he didn't have 450 accuracy. So maybe retesting it or bringing in the second Draco and just making them for this might be a lot easier. I haven't tried any major DPS, so leave in the comments below what are your main DPS people that you've been using. I'll definitely make another video after this once I read and do some more research on this guy. Really, this is kind of just a first look at Iron Twins, and we still are able to get it and kind of like bully our way through to get up to level 15. Obviously, this is an endgame account. If you are an endgame player, this is kind of what you're looking to do to make your job a lot easier. You just kind of go in, do your daily of Iron Twins, and then log off and never have to do it again. Or actually, you do. You have to do it fucking every single day. So we're about to beat this guy, and like I said, this is only level 12, I believe. But then after this, I will show you a level 15 green affinity run, just to kind of show you that it is doable with this team. So yeah, that was level 13. So let me put up this green affinity run, and we'll be right back. And again, that was level 15 green affinity. So these are the champs that I was using. And again, you can kind of use the strat of just like really high resistance and long-term just effects with shields and healing and hopefully resi. We didn't really have to res that time. But Mithrala, sorry, she's still new to me. She's the one that you get in Hydra Boss. So basically just doing Hydra until you get her, then you never have to do Hydra ever again. But she's a really cool champion. Her skills, mainly just putting out the poisons every single turn on her A1. You can book her out because you're going to be using her in the long run. Removes all debuffs besides the Iron Brand on all allies, then places 25% strengthen and a shield equal to 30% of this champion's max HP. Now she doesn't have a ton of HP. I got her up to like 70. But you put a shield out every single 3 turns, 2 turns, and you put up the strengthen on your team as well. Then she puts out a hex, which doesn't really matter, but attacks all enemies, plays a hex debuff for 2 turns, also places a 60% increased defense and attacks. So she's buffing up your team the entire time. Petrification is why it doesn't really matter, because she puts out petrification on people that have hexes, but with this one, the boss kind of immune to it. But also the cool thing about this is her resistance is equal to her accuracy. So with this champion, she's got an accuracy over in all battles by 80 if she's a lead, which she is probably going to be. And then you just want to get her up to as much accuracy as you possibly can. So we got her all the way up to 611 accuracy, which equates to 611 resistance. So she's up to 700, almost 800 resistance, which I think is the only champion that could, obviously do that, stack it both. But she's pretty cool. So really, I'm not building her for damage. It's mainly just to be a champion to put out poisons, do some damage that way. She does do a lot of damage because of that, of the poisons and the masteries. We literally have no masteries on her, so imagine her full up on masteries. But let's go into the artifacts. So it's, like I said, it's mainly perception sets. So we have I'm gonna guess HP, accuracy, speed. HP, accuracy is for the main one, that's to get the most accuracy, resistance. Speed for the boots. HP, speed, accuracy. HP, accuracy, speed, and HP, accuracy, speed. Those are the stats you're really looking for her. I'll do a guide on her soon. It's a pretty simple guide because that's going to be the stats you're going to be looking for. Then the next champion we had coming in, I tried her a little bit. She does have the decreased speed. It's on a 3-turn, but she needs a lot of accuracy. I didn't build her with accuracy. That's why she didn't work out for me. But if you want to use her to do as much, decreased speed as you possibly can, it just sucks because it's on a 3-turn cooldown and he strips the speed once he gets down to a certain percentage. So if you have other champions that have the decreased speed more reliably, definitely I would put them in there. So you can use Sile. Sile has a decreased speed on an A1, 20% chance of placing a decreased speed though. So 20, 30, 40% chance is not very reliable. But it's on the A1. So that's, she's a free champion. She heals every single turn. So really that's why you're going to be bringing her in. This guy people were using just because of the block damage, but he's going to be able to ignore, I think is it block damage and unkillable or just unkillable? Not sure, but this guy is definitely 100% really, really good for this this boss fight. But this guy is going to be the MVP. So he has a shield every single turn. Once you get it booked out, and you only have one book for that. I think that's the only time we booked him. And then at the start of each turn, place a shield buff on the champion. Also, will place a 15% decreased speed debuff for 1 turn whenever the enemy attacks this champion. Now you do need accuracy. Somebody asked about this. You do need accuracy for this to land. So really, if you could just get it, like this gear set isn't mandatory. It's kind of just what I had laying around, but I would definitely get as much HP. You can build him out with some damage because he does do some damage, but you want him to have as much accuracy and HP as possible just so he doesn't die. He's going to be your main dude that does the decreased speed for you. He also has a decreased attack and decreased accuracy, so this champion is no joke. But this is really why you're going to bring him into this. So Lord Chamfort, 100% MVP for this. Now I did bring a Duchess for her passive. She has the decreased attack, AoE attack from bosses by 15%, which is going to help out so much for this. And really, I just put her with as much accuracy as possible. So resistance sets on her to bring her resistance up to 700. Probably not needed that much, but again, she's my PvP champion, so I'm basically running her with as much resistance as possible. So that's kind of, if you're going to bring a healer in, have the healer be in resistance set as much as possible. Valkyrie, I really just brought her in to test out the counterattack. She does put up a massive shield for us, but I wanted counterattack. You can probably use, what's the name, Skull Crusher for this, because Skull Crusher will take off, this guy actually is really fucking good for it. Skull Crusher will take off a lot of the damage with his ally protect buff on your champions. So I think Skull Crusher would definitely be a good champion to test out. I think this chick would be a really good champion to test out. But Geo, I have him already in here. We're going to talk about him. Doom Priest is probably a good champion to test out with a lot of resistance. And there's our Skull Crusher right there. Boom. Shit. I hate this new stuff. Like, it's two different things. Imagine accidentally getting rid of all your gear. Like, that would fucking suck. All right, but Valkyrie, again, I just have her with a shit ton of defense, pretty good speed, and resistance. Now, I would probably actually put her with a lot more resistance for this. But yeah, so that's, again, counterattack and somebody that could decrease the damage for your team. Then she probably would be good, but she only has a cooldown of 4 turns to try and put this up on them. So, I mean, you could try her out. She's in a lot of resistance. She's at 450 resistance. But I think this guy would be good. So this guy putting out all the poisons. Oh, shit. Attacks one enemy 3 times has a 30% chance of decreasing debuff. Decreased speed debuff on the target for 2 turns. If this attack is critical, so you want him up to 100%. We just got this guy from... where did he get? We pulled him, I think, just a random pull, but you can get this guy with shards in the champion exchange. I believe that's still there, but putting out a shit ton of poisons on the boss every 3 turns and decreased attack. Yeah, this guy I definitely want to level up soon. He also has an accuracy aura in Doom Tower, but that won't really matter here. But yeah, this guy should definitely be MVP if you have him. Let's actually level him up. I'll level him up next CVC and we'll make a video on him. Then we got Geo. So Geo, I got to test out. I tried him out the first time, but you're going to be bringing him in because the shields, HP burn, attacks all enemies and decrease accuracy. So you can actually strip buffs as well with him. But I only have him at 353 accuracy. So I think I need to get him up a little bit more accuracy to test him out. Yeah, so I'm going to test him out. And then Brogni, I forgot about Brogni. Brogni is also a very, very good champion. If I had him here. He is blue. Brogni, where are you? There he is. So this guy was a fusion event a little bit ago. Definitely one of the best champions in the game. We still have him as our clan boss champion, so he's getting hit a lot with debuffs. But we bring him in here mainly because of the shield that he puts up, and he heals your champions, and also can extend shields like the Valkyrie shield, and puts up block buffs. So cool champion. Extra accuracy in Doom Tower doesn't really matter, but he is somebody that you could probably interchange with another champion to put up shields or heal or do more damage. And this guy I was saying, so he's going to be clutch with counterattack, ally protect to take off damage from your champions, and the unkillable buff. So if he dies, I would definitely bring in a Reza to try and res him up, such as Godseeker. So Godseeker is definitely a good champion that you could be testing. I tested out the first time and it worked, but it was with a different comp. So eventually started dying because Godseeker is made for clan boss, not for this. So who else? Everybody was talking about. I mean, this guy is good, except he just takes all the fucking damage. So this guy died for me very, very quickly in that. People are running this dude, the chick, the rare. So a lot of people are trying out this, 3 of them. Maybe even Apothecary would be fucking good. I think Apothecary would be baller for this. Cool. So what's her name? This one. Painkeeper. So bring in a bunch of Painkeepers. You have the heals, all champions, and you reduce cooldowns. So if you have 3 of these guys, again, leveling up 3 is 60 Painkeepers is kind of annoying, but you reduce the skills by each person, 4-turn cooldown. You just keep reducing the skills, keep healing, filling turn meter, but she doesn't, like, unless you're going to cheese it and kind of do it that way, you can do it that way. But also this guy increasing speed, increased turn meter, heals, does some damage. But if you can make this guy super, super tanky and really high resistance. I remember Stu made a guide on this guy with like 600 resistance or something on the Apothecary, and it just never died. Like, just super tanky, super high resistance Apothecary. I actually used to have masteries with the extra resistance on him. But yeah, Apothecary actually might be pretty fun for this. Who else? Bombs I didn't really try yet. Bombs might actually be pretty funny. Cardinal, skip over. But yeah, so this guy, I really want to level up this chick. Like, her skills are just super good. Super good for this. Ally protect, and she takes no damage, block buff, heals people. Like, really good champion. Warlord might be good. This chick might be good. I haven't tested her out yet. Siffy, if you got her. Lydia, I did try just for debuffs, but she doesn't really bring anything else besides the damage and the strengthen, but that's about it. So those are my champions. Those are what I used. I'm going to do more guides on the specific champions. Like I said, we're just getting back into the swing of things. I don't want to buy anything from you. Just getting back to the swing of things. So we're gonna do a lot of videos coming up. So if you guys aren't subscribed, definitely hit the subscribe button. Join the DirtBag Nation. We are recruiting in DBN 5. We have, I believe, 5 spots open. Yep, 5 spots open for the clan. So hit us up in Discord if you guys want to join. It's an awesome Discord. A lot of good chaps in there. So guys, appreciate it. Good luck with everything, and we will see you in another video soon.